What is up, everyone? So today is the big day, hopefully, that we will be dyno tuning the E30, right? We just did the S54 ITB conversion swap on my S52. It's a completely stock S52. S54 ITB conversion. These are S54 stock trumpets. I shoved these filters on here that are a little too small. We'll talk about that later. And last night, I actually added the IAC to it finally. And one thing that I was forgetting about, we didn't even film it because I just wanted to get over with, was yesterday I spent the whole day converting the fuel system over. So before I had what, Ant?
The stock one?
The stock
the secondary pump inline underneath, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I still had the stock E30 stuff in it, which, I mean, it worked, right? It kind of worked. So it had a dinky little pickup pump in the tank, and then there was a bigger like feed pump on the side of like where the rocker is. And so it was a 2-pump system. It was really old. It was crusty, so it took us a really long time. I converted it to a single pump system, which we'll see if it's better or not. So I put a DW 300 pump in the tank. The DW pumps have always done us so well. Dropped it in there, put a filter in there, and now the fuel system is good. And we are ready to tune this thing, hopefully, if everything goes well. So there's one big thing we have to do before we can put this thing on the dyno. First thing I had to do is install my new Link G4X plug and play ECU for the E36. So before I was on MS3 plug and play. The MS3 is a decent ECU, gets the job done. We had a lot of issues with it in Florida, and ever since then, I'm not too hot about it. But we are upgrading to a Link G4X plug and play E36 ECU, and this will work with any E36 with an OBD1 harness, and most E36 guys do know this. You can convert your OBD2 car to an OBD1 by just switching out the harness and a couple small sensors. Not that expensive, and that allows you to run a full plug and play ECU and get you off those stupid chipped ECUs. Those
Can't be doing that.
So this plugs right to the factory harness. You have to take your factory casing to put on here, and it makes it really low key. I don't have a factory ECU. That shows up tomorrow, so for now we're just going to kind of throw it in here and not let it touch anything. If you do get a plug and play ECU, I do suggest getting the expansion looms because it does allow you to add some stuff into the harness. Like I'm going to add a fan control and a wideband sensor in here. So besides that, hop below, shop to me for all the goods, but let's get this thing plugged in and start setting up a base map. First time on. There we go. That is good to see. Ready? Mm-hmm. How nice is that? It idles now. This sounds great. Right now we're shooting initial timing, which basically means we're locking in what the ECU thinks it's doing to what it's actually doing, right? So it commands 0 degrees. We got to make sure that it's actually shooting 0 degrees on the crank. Can't really see, but I got this mirror, so there we go. Look at that. You can see it. Love that. What a cheat code. She seems happy. She seems tight. The Link controls it so well. It's super crisp. Everything looks good. It's holding operating temp. All the sensors are active. I have a pretty rough ignition map. I have a pretty rough fuel map. Looks like we can throw it on the dyno. That easy. I forgot I have to go in reverse. All right, so we gotta do a little bit more talking. I'm sorry, but for the boys that are here for the information, this is important. So, right, we're about to dyno the S52 completely stock long block with S54 ITB conversions, right? Now, to make it really worth it, upping the compression would be the big one, right? If we up the compression of the motor, we'd get a lot more gains from it. Even instead of cams would do a lot for us, but this is completely stock long block. So this is a really base foundation. We have the S54 stock velocity stacks with these filters on. We're gonna dyno it with and without the filters, right? Because we wanna see if the filters are actually restricting any flow. The filters might actually help with the torque down low and might not really affect the up top. We're gonna see, right? This is why we're here on the dyno, to do the trial and error processes of all of this. So before, on a stock S52 with an M50 intake, right, that's the combo, on a Mega Square ECU, my last tune, it made 253 horsepower consecutively, right? We did 3 runs, back to back, and this is before we took it apart. Nice and consistent, so this will be our baseline. So it's a whole new ECU with a whole new tune, so I still gotta dial in the tune a little bit, right? So we gotta do all that process. But I'm hoping to see by the end of it all, making at least 270. If we can make 270, I will be ecstatic, right? That's 17 horsepower, which might not seem a lot, but when you're playing the NA game, 17 horsepower is quite a bit. If it's a turbo car, you just turn the boost up, right? Anything else we should add?
don't think so. I just want to get to it.
Let's just get to it. So time to hear some raspy ass BMW noises. Doing a couple pulls to get an idea of what the fuel map supposed to look like. I think we're pretty close. So dude, I don't know if it's in my head, but it feels like it wants to go. But we keep having issues, the computer keeps crashing. I just want to make a damn pull. I don't even think it's the dyno's fault. I bought this computer separate from the dyno. So, I just bought a junk computer. So, I keep having to like hard reset it. Just like.
Many hours later.
All right, so got on the dyno at 1:30. Computer crash. Been trying to mess with it all day. It is now 8 o'clock at night. We've tried everything. IT Poppy himself, Garrett, came out, and
we're doing it.
The hard drive is just all mess.
It's toast. So I'm gonna take that thing home and fix it. In the meantime, we stole RJ's computer up front.
So we have a computer for the showroom, and well, I stole it. It's really small.
It's adorable, but it works.
Super cute. But we set up all the quantum stuff. All the drivers are now in here for all the software. So now it is finally ready to do some pulls on the S52.
Let's let this puppy bark.
In the meantime, Brian pulled his whole rear end out of the E46.
Yeah, it'll take you a while to do that computer shit.
It's been a long day, and we're just getting started. So, let's do it. But I think last time we dyno tuned this car, we did it in 4th gear. You were there for that, right? It was 4th gear.
Yeah, I was here for that.
So I want to mimic last time as much as possible. So.
Man, we might have to review the footage.
I did, I couldn't tell.
Hey, less horsepower.
Alright guys, so I'm disrupting the video real quick to do a shameless merch plug. Now we forgot to do it earlier, so we're doing it now at the end of the video or throwing it in the middle. So RJ pioneered this next drop. He's calling it the cookout drop, right?
Cookout drop.
The cookout drop. So we got a couple cool things here. Of course, everything's limited. We don't have too many, so if you want to cop it now, hop below, Shop Jamil, check it out. Look at these models right here. So guys, we did the O aprons months ago, and you guys loved them. We didn't make that many, so we made more. We actually got way nicer ones this time.
Way nicer.
Way nicer. So these ones are like full aprons, materials, way nicer, and they're fully adjustable.
Yeah, I listened to the complaint department last time and I made them longer.
Perfect, perfect. On top of that, what else do we have, RJ?
We got Frisbees.
Oh my God.
And/or rolling trays.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on what you want to use it for. Fantastic. New t-shirts.
Check it out.
E32.
We got an E32 t-shirt. As soon as the car performed, we knew we had to put it on a t-shirt.
We had to do something with it.
And I thought this was so fitting. I absolutely love this design. I love this tee so much. This is to show ode to the E32.
It's vintage too, just like it. Do you feel old knowing that that car is a classic, like a past a classic antique?
I've been talking about it.
All right.
And then... Dude,
oh, we don't need this one. We talked about it already.
And then we got the...
This is my favorite.
What did you call it?
The Nosy Tony.
The Nosy Tony. You guys remember this video. You guys requested it, so we made some peepers.
This is great. I wouldn't care if we only saw. That's a keeper.
That's a keeper.
I've got one in my office already.
There's already one on the E30.
I saw that one. That one was a good one.
And of course, any good cookout, you need some koozies.
You gotta hold your cold beers in your hand.
Without making your hand cold.
Yeah, you want to be comfortable, get these. Come in a 2-pack. Don't worry about picking a color. You get both of them.
And then we got the stickers. So of course, we've been doing a different color O to add to the list almost every drop, right? So we got the E32 on a sticker. For those who don't want to rock a tee, we have our 4th of July O. This is our holiday O.
That's our America O.
America O?
No, America O.
So much freedom in this sticker. So then we have the E32 color, and then Sammy picked a...
that purple.
It looks blue on camera.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very... Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a very dark purple, guys. This is also coolant flavored.
There it is, guys. There's our shameless plug. Grab some stuff while you can if you guys are interested in it. I'm definitely going to steal a couple of these for myself. So back to our program.
Back to your scheduled maintenance. Wait.
Even less.
Which is what we should kind of anticipate, so.
I can tell you one thing. The exhaust is definitely louder.
The exhaust is definitely louder.
Yeah.
So the first 2 pulls, I tried to like mimic the dyno settings that I thought we did the first time, and it didn't seem to be working out too well. So with that last pull, we just used the standard dyno settings regardless of what it did last time, right? And we got some good numbers from it that time, right? So check it out. We got 257 horsepower, and we got 64. We can't overlay the old data stuff because obviously the computer dumped, but before we got 253 for horsepower and 256 for torque. It made a little bit more torque in the mid-range.
I wish we could overlay it because like this is so
Same
good
graph.
at, yeah.
Surprisingly though, it is actually the same curve. It's not much different. So now what I want to see is I want to take these filters off, right? Let's just get those out of, I want them on, get them out of here. Let her breathe. So I lifted, and the reason is because it actually started to lean out pretty bad.
Really?
So that shows how when we got into top RPMs, those filters were really restricting it. Overlays the graph pretty spot on. I was actually expecting to see it lose some torque down low because sometimes that resistance will promote torque, right? Let me just fix the fuel map because it leaned out fast, and I actually put more fuel into it, which is crazy because I knew it would. So that's good news. If it wants more fuel, it means it's gonna make more power.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. More air, more fuel, more power. Yes, sir.
That's what I like to see. Look at the last 800 RPM, look at it. It took off. That means we can get that curve to arch up even higher. So 276. That is the number I wanted to see.
You also haven't
270 foot-pounds of torque?
You think the
Either way, we're already up 16 horsepower, and I know we're up way more than that in torque, so.
I mean, when we first put them in 4 days ago, you said 10, 15 horsepower. You're already,
Oh, we're getting close.
or you said 15, 20. You're already at 16.
Yeah, there we go.
You need 4 more horsepower, and that'd be the top of your goal.
Fuck those pod filters.
Yeah, no, trash.
Let's do some computery, tunery, and make some more power.
All right, click clack on the keyboard.
There we go. See that?
Pulled right out of it.
Nice. So the peak power is not much different, but we were able to smooth it out right here. Got rid of this dip. And it liked it, so. Still gotta do a little bit more smoothing, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna make much more peak power, if anything, but pretty happy with where it's at right now.
Hey, get out of the rain.
Now you're gonna get sick.
You're gonna get sick.
No PTO? What's that?
We need more power, how do we make
I don't know.
Nitrous.
Power.
that? The one thing I don't get to play with too often is the injector firing angle, or the injector timer, whatever you want to consider it. At what point the injector actually opens up in the intake stroke, right? That's kind of something you don't really think about.
It's all about the small gains on NA.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Because on a turbo car, if you're fighting for 4 horsepower, stop.
Yeah, another PSI boost.
That's discrepancy, right? But on an NA car like this, like if you see 4 horsepower gains, you're doing something right.
Oh shit!
She loved it.
You love that.
She loved that. So instead of using the OEM, basically injector timing, we've tried to pull it back a little bit, and dude, it picked up 4 horsepower. I could get it to make 280.
Dude, 280s, you're on the cusp.
You know what it is, dude? It's like, this is the muggiest day I think we've had in a while.
Oh, it's hot as
You can see me
shit.
sweating. I'm not even doing anything physical. If we waited till a nice, like, low humidity, like 75-degree night, we'd probably pick up another couple horses.
Oh yeah.
That's so, I've never been so hyped over 2 horsepower in my life. That's cool. We never get to do NA setups, it's always turbo setups, so we never get to fight for the horsepower. And that's so cool. 281. 281. It's the clutch. Yeah, you got nervous. I saw your face.
God.
You thought I got knocked. Now it's the clutch. When you put a single mass on these things, you get a little chattery. You should have saw your face.
Dude.
You thought I lost the motor, huh? So it looks like we went, so we were also in power that time, so it looks like we went past the threshold where we get gains per changing up the angle, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the dyno. Making changes, seeing how it responds. So 281, dude, I can't complain.
How much further did you go? Like, are you gonna try to find that
happy little bit?
You think 281 is it? Or you think there's a 282 in there?
I didn't move it much. Yeah, you know?
So
if I moved it a lot, I would try and see if I could split the difference, but yeah, it made less power everywhere. Actually, it picked up a little bit down right here. A little bit down low. So where it transitioned in, and I actually liked it right there.
all right. Keep it there, take it back everywhere else.
Exactly, and that's what you did.
All right, we need the Street Racer Gym special.
The Street Racer Gym special. All right, here we go.
There we go. He flipped the hat around. That's how you know. Oh my God. Dude.
She hammers.
Wow, that is really fun to watch. That was awesome. She was bouncing around for a little bit at first.
Yeah, the double rollers give you some confidence.
I like when you launch it on the dyno. That's sick.
Every car, it's got to get it done.
It's got to get done, but do the typical
Pull it off, beat the shit out of
in
it.
the parking lot, do a little drift, but it's pitch black out and it's raining, so.
And there's no headlights, so we got plenty of excuses.
So, 280 horsepower. I don't remember what the torque was, but it was up there. So
276, I think.
So
was the most.
looking at it now, that comes a big question: was it worth it? The ass dyno is a whole different thing, right? When we finally drive out on the road, like the street ability of it, that's a whole different story. Talk about when in true power gains alone, I would say it was worth it. Almost.
Is that $10 per horsepower? What is it? What's the dollar per power?
I don't. We're not going to talk.
$100?
We're not going to talk about that.
I'm not good at math.
We're not going to talk about it. It's expensive. I think as their kit renditions, they'll get a little bit cheaper. But for now, if you could solidify yourself a set of stock ITBs for a good price, and I guess a stock airbox too, because you got to cut it up. I think it's worth it for sure. Especially, I mean, dude, for NA gains, you can't touch that.
No, and like we said at the beginning of all this, it wasn't about the number gain. You know what I mean? It's going to be about the drivability, the response, the sound, the feelings,
The experience.
the experience.
Now how are you gonna pick? You've got that running again. This
He's
is
not
running
going to
again.
drive any of them. He doesn't even need to pick. What are you talking about?
Oh, the E30 is my favorite thing to drive ever.
Actually, my favorite thing I ever read recently was that Jimmy bought a dyno as a loophole. Because this way, he could drive his cars and still park them at the same time.
Never have to worry about being too far from the shop for damages.
Well, she did great. So, RRD ITB kit, a nice little link ECU, and some decent work fuel components. There we go. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content, and RJ,
Have a great night.